Robeson County 911. What's the address of your emergency?
Hi, are you able to trace the location of my phone?
Let me see. You don't know where you're at?
At National Park.
What's the phone number you're calling me from?
843-655-5242.
Where's the park located at?
In Fair Bluff.
Let's see.
I have my location on, I think, on my phone. Find my phone is on. I just did my my location.
Okay, I'm showing, hold on one second. I don't think you are in Robeson County. Are you at the Lumber River State Park?
Yeah, that's where I am.
Okay. Tell me what's happened.
I'm about to self, and I just want my family to know where to find me.
Okay, ma'am. Just listen to what I'm saying, okay? Let me make sure I got the exact location where you're at, okay? Just 1 minute.
I got a call late last night. My wife has passed away. And yeah, it was self-induced, and it was up in North Carolina. And we're going to have a funeral for her next Sunday here at 3 p.m. And so it's all I can, yeah, I'm just kind of going on adrenaline right now. So y'all pray for me and my kids and everybody. And y'all knew that she wasn't well mentally, and that she needed her medicine that was hard to get to her. And so I'm sure there'll be more details to come, but just keep our family in your prayers. And I'm going to let Pastor Randall, my bishop, he can pray. I'll give him a microphone, he'll pray out. And if you have anything you want to share as well.
Welcome back, guys. I trust you've been staying safe. Now, it's very unfortunate, but new evidence has surfaced which seems to suggest that the passing of Mica Miller was actually self-induced. I'm going to get into the whole analysis of the 911 call that she actually placed to authorities right up until the time that she inflicted this on herself. But I've listened to it, and honestly, listening to it now after what has happened to her, it's quite chilling, and it's very heavy. Honestly, my heart goes out to her family and her loved ones, but even authorities themselves are concluding that it seems like a self-induced thing. So, in as much as there may be some emotions out there trying to point a possible finger at her husband, I think that the evidence, some would say, is quite irrefutable. It's quite overwhelming. Now, in the 911 call, she actually takes her time to talk to the operator, trying to find out if they are able to locate her via her phone. And she goes on to talk about the reason why she's doing that, being the fact that she's planning to unalive herself, and she would want to give her family the chance to find where she is or find her afterwards. And I was asking myself, what would be the trend of thought of someone like this, where it's quite heavy. She had the conversation about something like this as though it was a conversation about a transaction or something else. And I'm no specialist, but I think it's also possibly evidence to an extent of where she was, at least mentally and emotionally, in all this. It seemed like there was a sort of resolve. I don't know, but it's quite heavy. And my heart also goes out to this 911 operator. Shout out to all these 911 operators out there and first responders out there, because honestly, this is quite heavy. Imagine you are this 911 operator and you picked such a call and the person is telling you, I want to do this to myself. And later you find out that whatever conversations you had with this person was not enough to prevent this person from doing this. How do you go through your day? How do you even go through your life? I think it leaves something heavy on you, and I don't know how they get through the day or how they get through their lives. I'm hoping they have a sort of emotional and mental support for these type of workers, because this is not a regular work per my books, because it's not like somebody sitting in an office processing some documents, although that has its own risks. But this one is heavy. We are talking about people's lives, and this type of call that Mica Miller placed to 911, and even how the operator handled it, I was like, whoa, this is deep. This is really deep. And it's very unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. But for those who were wondering that whether there was foul play to this or there was something else to this, I don't know, but I'm hoping this is enough. I'm hoping this is enough, although the authorities would also have to make that decision as to whether this is enough to actually close this case and rule it as a self-induced thing perpetrated by Mica Miller on herself. And I was watching the footage. You see how calm she was going about her day. She had the wherewithal to drive herself around, go to certain places, go to certain shops. And I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know. It hasn't been put out exactly what sort of mental condition she was in, but I think it was quite a lot, honestly, because most often you may see people go through something and something will click. She came on Facebook to say some things though, but retracing her steps on this fateful day, there are certain things she did that I believe required a form of self-awareness to be able to execute, like driving around, observing road traffic regulations. That is something that requires a certain sort of self-awareness and focus to do. I'm no expert. I don't know if that can still be there and still have this person in another form of state of mind where the person can end up self-inducing this. But it's unfortunate. Like I said in my first video on the Mica Miller issue, if you are dealing with something, please don't keep to yourself. Just talk to somebody you trust. Sometimes some problems are not as big as they seem. When you are thinking about it alone, it seems so big, but the moment you open up to the right people, you find that it's getting lighter. That's how come they say a problem shared is a problem half solved. But then make sure you are talking to the right person, because there are others who might even compound the problem when you open up to them. So preferably it should be a form of professional or something, and also someone you trust. But back to the case, I digress. I think that in as much as all these are playing out, I don't know. But this is evidence that some are arguing is quite irrefutable, that Mica Miller did this to herself and her husband is not to blame. I'll have another video going deeper into that. I'll have another video retracing her steps on this fateful day, everything that she did being detailed out with specific timelines, and also with specific timelines of her husband, Pastor Miller, such that it becomes difficult for you to even cross-reference and get an indication he could have had a hand in all this in some way, somehow. It's quite heavy. It's that type of video that I'm struggling to do, and I wish her a peaceful rest. I don't know what it is, but I don't think she's the last person to deal with something like this. Whatever you are dealing with, guys, please talk. And if you're a couple, no matter what your problems are, I believe talk to each other and also open up such that you can be talked to. I don't think there's any marriage without problems on this earth, although that's not to say all marriages are good, but I believe that if we are receptive to objective criticism and feedback and also are open to engage, it sort of lessens the possibility of certain problems coming up. So, R.I.P. Mica Miller. My condolences to her husband, her loved ones, her family, and I hope that this won't become just another statistic waiting to happen again in the life of another person. I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe out there.